Let's go ahead and get into the verse of the day. All right, verse of the day is Isaiah 25:1. It says, "O Lord, I will honor and praise your name, for you are my God. You do such wonderful things. You planned them long ago, and now you have accomplished them." All right, let's see what Isaiah is talking about. So what I typically do, I try to get right before the passage that we read and see what the context is fully. So it's 25:1. All right, so during this time, there were, a lot of wars going on. And so despite what was going on around them and around Isaiah, he chose to give praise. And he's seen God's plan through what they were going through. So God's judgment had been happening during this time. And instead of sitting in that, he chose to give God praise, because God had already said that he would turn their enemies away. God had already said that he would rescue them. And so what he says is, "Oh God, oh Lord, I will honor and praise your name, for you are my God, and you do such wonderful things. You planned them long ago, and now you have accomplished them." Have you guys ever been sitting in something, and instead of wallowing in it, you chose to give God praise? I know for me, when my brother had passed away, I was in the depths of grief and despair, and I chose to just give God praise, give God praise, give God praise. Like I could not. I chose, because that was my safe haven. God is my rock, and the amount of comfort I felt with God and getting into my word and with praying was an experience that you will never get outside of God. You just won't. It just doesn't exist. And so that is what this verse is reminding me of. Despite what they were going through, he's like, "I'll honor and praise your name. You are my God. You do such wonderful things. You planned them long ago, and now you've accomplished them. Thank you, God. You rock." Instead of sitting there in despair, he's like, "Nope, this is all a part of God's plan." And that's what we need to look at. That's how we need to look at today's lens. Oh my goodness, this world is just so backwards. We were told that these things would happen long ago, but to watch them in the flesh and to watch them in reality is just fascinating. I don't get scared. I don't get upset. I am just amazed. I am just at awe at the hardened of hearts and people who call themselves believers but will preach and teach everything that God is against, and they will promote everything that God is against. And I just, all I can do is pray. All I can do is pray for this world, and all I can do is give God praise and say, you told me this was going to happen. Thank you, God, for not hardening my heart and allowing me to open my heart to you and to receive that free gift that was sitting under that table. So anyway, y'all, can you name a time when you were just, down in the dumps, just despair, just sorrow, but instead of wallowing in that, you chose to give God praise and you chose to turn your focus on God? Drop a comment below. I'd like to hear about it.